Thing that could very well
It did very well
happen.
How confident are you, sir, that conflict with Iran
Why are you calling this motherfucker sir?
can be avoided?
See, I couldn't be a reporter in a White House press pool. I'd call him Trump.
Well, I'd love to avoid the conflict. Iran's going to have to negotiate a little bit tougher, meaning they're going to have to give us some things that they're not willing to give us right now.
What the
That's not called tough negotiation. That's called wimping out.
Israelis told you.
That means you start to evacuate the dependent
Why are you going to trust what the Israelis say? The Israelis fucking lie.
Servicemen and women who are stationed in the
They
Middle
didn't tell
East.
me anything, but
So basically, Israel decided that they wanted to arbitrarily, without American support, well, without overt American support, hit up Iran. My guess is they hit Iranian nuclear sites, and that will be all bad. That is all bad. So, Israel, of course, plays the sirens every time somebody stubs their toe, but this time they may actually have a reason for the fucking sirens, because Israel is not going to be able to win a war against Iran. It can't. So why they keep doing it? See, Mao had a saying. There's something that you use to describe the behavior of certain fools. It's called lifting a rock to drop it on one's own feet. And Israel only exists because of overt and covert American support. If that support goes away, even in the slightest modicum, they are like, if we get an arms embargo, if we stop selling or giving weapons to these people, they are fucked. This is an entirely artificial state that has no real organic bearing or purpose in this region of the world. It is Palestine. It has always been Palestine. Israel only exists because the Americans during the Cold War needed a base. They needed a place from which they could work their will on the Middle East. That is the sole reason that Israel exists. And now they've decided that they wanted to pop off on Iran.
I said, look,
Among the shit that has happened domestically,
there's a chance of
this dude's toupee is going to be fucking gray by the end of this week.
massive conflict. We have a lot of American people in this area. And I said, we got to tell them to get out because something could happen soon.
Something did happen.
And I don't want to be the one that didn't give any
Nothing ever happens, bros, are in fucking shambles right now.
warning and missiles are flying into their buildings. It's possible. So I had to do it.
This is objectively the funniest president we've ever had. Like, I'm sorry, I despise this man. His politics are trash. He's a fascist. But this is objectively the funniest president we've ever had. Like, whenever Reagan would try to make a joke, it was just literally an old white guy joke. But this dude is funny without even trying to be funny.
I had the choice.
And yes, the USSR did approve of Israel's founding. That was a fucked up situation. No communist supports it. But Stalin made a variety of mistakes. I would probably say that Stalin's worst mistake was trying to divide China. Like, this guy literally wanted to do East and West Berlin or North and South Korea. He wanted to have a fucking North and South China. He wanted to give, like, and that's another thing. Like, why do you think you could just go into a 5,000-year-old country and parcel it out? Like, it's not a cake, bro. He wanted to give the South China. He wanted to give Shanghai, Hong Kong, all that. Well, Hong Kong was British, but he wanted to give, well, Hong Kong was occupied by the British. Anyways, he wanted to give southern China to the Kuomintang fascists, who ended up getting their asses kicked because the Chinese Communist Party, under the leadership of Chairman Mao, basically said, you can't tell us what to do. So they did cross the Yangtze River, and they did drive the Kuomintang out of mainland China. Well, the funny thing about the Kuomintang, a lot of them ended up selling dope. Yes, a lot of them ended up hanging out in Burma and Thailand and other such places. If you watch American Gangster, it actually covers it. So, yeah, a lot of them ended up just being fucking narco-traficantes. But, yeah. And, of course, the communists already had North China, so basically a big fuck you to Stalin. Mao and Stalin really did not get along. I do not understand why people call Maoists Stalinists.
Do I do it or not?
And yes, the USSR did eventually retract their support for Israel. But retracted or not retracted, the fact is that the original IOF was armed with Soviet weapons. The weapons that carried out the Nakba did come from the Soviet Union in many places, or the Eastern Bloc. And the original Israeli pilots were trained in Soviet-occupied Czechoslovakia.
Doing it has its downside, but it also has its upside. Like, you're going to save a lot of lives. If it should
If you want to save a lot of lives, quit arming these motherfuckers. So this is Barak Ravid on Twitter. I'm never going to call it X. He says that the Israeli Minister of Defense, Israel Katz, declared a special state of emergency in the home front throughout the entire entity. Following the state of Israel's preemptive strike against Iran, a missile and drone attack against the state of Israel and its civilian population is expected in the immediate future. Yeah, because you're playing with fucking fire. Panic sell everything. It's all fucking joke. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we need. Let's just ruin the stock market. The Israeli Air Force conducted a strike in Iran on Thursday, according to two sources with knowledge of the operation. It's not yet clear what Israel is targeting, but explosions were reported in Tehran. Why it matters, Israel is directly attacking its biggest and best armed adversary without clear backing from the U.S. Trump publicly opposed an Israeli attack on Iran's nuclear sites on Thursday, saying he still believed the deal was possible. So we don't know what the fuck they hit. My guess is the fucking nuclear sites, and this is the statement from an Israeli, basically saying the same shit. So there's a special order. You got a state of emergency, and yeah, curfews, all that shit. So yeah, a decade and a fucking day. Glory to Iran. Glory to, one thing about Unity of Fields I love is that they do not mince words like everybody else is. Like, you have the DSA statement right under it. The genocidal government of Israel is expanding their imperialist war, and the Trump administration is backing them. To stop them, DSA is hoping to build a working-class mass movement to end the genocide and the occupation and end military Israel. DSA Unity of Fields coalition win. Maybe Liberation Caucus can help broker it. The Republicans have basically been summoning Democratic governors to what essentially amounts to struggle sessions on Capitol Hill because they're trying to, like, I don't even know what the fuck these people are trying to do. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Of tying the hands of Illinois law enforcement, yes or no, sir?
Congresswoman
The banks are out of money and Walmart is out of TV dinner.
Miller, I am
Yes or
not
no,
going
sir?
to be lectured to by somebody
This guy is a Zionist prick, but he is hilarious.
I'm
who extols
reclaiming
the
my
virtue
time.
of
I'm reclaiming
Adolf
my
Hitler,
time, Chairman.
Adolf Hitler.
of somebody
In
who has allowed the
2024,
pardoning
after
of January
I'm
6th.
reclaiming my time.
This is the type of shit you need to be on. Under no pretext, arm your friends. This summer is going to be 1968.
For you.
Look at this literal fucking warlord in Brevard County,
All right.
Florida. Everything horrible comes out of Florida.
And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to
This is literally a Far Cry cutscene.
jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a
Florida, the anti-riot state.
roadway in Brevard County,
It's apparently not the anti-vigilante justice state, though. Rest in power, Trayvon Martin.
you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're
This guy has the southern fucking dope dealer / sheriff moonlighter phenotype.
going to go to jail
Like, this guy's going to go to jail.
tired because we are going to run
How much protection are you taking? How much protection money are you shaking down from pill mills, big bro?
you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County,
Mob rule a car. So you fight a people's mob with the fucking lynch mob. Is that what we're doing now?
gathering around
Like, we need to talk about, like, the difference in militancy between reactionaries in this country and liberals / progressives in this country. The shirt buttons and putting in work.
it,
Like, okay, if, say, Obama or Biden did what Trump just did to Gavin Newsom in California, if he tried to do it with, I don't know, Meemaw Ivy in Alabama or something, she would literally have every fucking redneck in the state parading through the streets of Montgomery with everything from 50 caliber machine guns to AR-15s to muskets that probably made it through the first war between the states. Gavin Newsom is literally, like, he's doing nothing. He's just running his mouth, he's yapping, and he's playing the victim. I mean, he is a victim. Like, Trump fucked the guy, but, like, Where's your fucking spine? Where's your fucking balls? Where is your, like, you are the governor of a state that can literally be a country, and you're letting yourself be dogged out and antagonized by a failed, multiple times bankrupt game show host.
Refusing to let the driver leave.
He does look like a Red Dead PC.
In our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street.
So, question, if the cops surround your car, if undercover cops surround your car, can you do this? Can you, like, drag them across the street? Just asking.
If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here.
Okay, Bull Connor.
If you throw a brick,
Newsom, like all Democrats, is an independent contractor for PR firm, not a political hit.
firebomb or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead.
Why do you have to say, bro, you're not a sheriff in the Old West. Like, you're some fucking chud. Your dad was probably a sheriff or something like that, or he knew somebody, or he was fucking somebody important, or somebody has blackmail, or he probably blackmailed somebody to get you your job. Like, you're not fucking Wyatt Earp, bro.
We're not
And what is all this shit on your, like, how many fucking hashes do you have to have on your sleeve?
going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their
Get different jobs.
jobs.
Like, you do not have to be a pig. You do not one stripe for every dozen donuts. You do not have to be a cop. You do not have to be an ICE agent. You do not have to be a CBP agent. You do not have to participate in the willful splitting up of families and all types of other horrible shit. Like, y'all do this shit because it makes you feel powerful to antagonize people and do these bad things to people that have no power. Like, you all talk about, oh my God, no. America ruined these people's country. America ruined Mexico. America ruined El Salvador. America ruined Nicaragua. America ruined Guatemala. America ruined Venezuela. America ruined all these fucking countries. Nobody's going to sit and starve. Like, do you have any idea how fucked up shit has to be to make somebody walk tens of thousands of fucking miles, thousands of fucking miles, and risk death around every corner to come to this shithole, to build your fucking house, to fix your food, to pick your vegetables? Do you have any idea how fucked up? Nobody wants to leave where they're from to come to what? This shithole? They're coming here because they have no other option. They want to feed their families. Y'all talk, oh, we're just doing our jobs. I've got a family to support. You know what? So does Pedro down at the Home Depot. So does Salvador, who's up on your roof. Y'all exploit the fuck out of these people, and then you try to do this shit to them, and then when they fight back, now you're talking about fucking lynch mob style justice. You can't do that.
And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order.
Anytime you hear a white person talking about law and order, reach for your gun. This is a good white person. So this is an ICE raid. I think that's an HSI, cop Homeland Security investigation, but this is how you be an ally.
Here's my bag of fuck.
He said, here's my bag of fuck. So the ICE agent is blathering about a warrant, a signed warrant that he has, which probably isn't even real. Like, I think when they took Mahmoud Khalil, they literally tried to pull up some shit on their phone, and they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Like, cops can lie. Cops lie all the time. It's literally legal for them to lie to you. You can't lie to them because that's perjury and all types of other shit, but they could definitely lie to you in the course of an investigation. So you got this lying pig here talking about a signed warrant. Okay, if you had a fucking signed warrant, why are you still talking? Because you don't. This is what people understand about the pigs. If a pig is talking about you like, oh, we know everything. Your buddy told on you. No, he didn't. He's trying to get you to crash out and tell on yourself. Most of these cases that are made, they're made through people not exercising the basic modicum of operational security. They're or people telling on themselves, either purposefully because they're scared and they're new and they've never done any type of radical shit before, or because they let themselves be manipulated. Steel yourself. You remember Richie and his shut the fuck up, right? Shut the fuck up. Like, why are you talking? You don't have to talk to these people. Sit down. Twiddle your fucking thumbs.
You say we don't have a right to be here? Apparently a judge did.
LBJ, if he was still alive. Man. I love how this lady, I love how MTG is basically turning into a female version of Trump. Look at her.
5 to 10 million.
She has that fucking cokehead droopy ass bottom lip like Bobby Brown has.
$dollars a day to feed and house illegals. Are you smiling at me about this?
I'm not.
You look like you got quite a smile on your face.
No.
Because I can tell you,
Lady
people,
will not.
This is my time, reclaiming my time.
I'm thinking about
Don't you dare smile
She's thinking about those beans.
about the murder of
I'm
Lake and
thinking about
Riley.
her parents.
The third
Don't
time,
question how I look.
Jose
My heart is
Ibarra,
breaking for her
my
parents.
time, Governor Hochul. The third time he was arrested was in the same 5 to 10.
How did this fucking failed CrossFit trainer even end up in Congress? Hey, dope shit happening. Solidarity with Los Angeles. Arson and attack on multiple MIPD vehicles. There are many reasons for doing this, but for the sake of time, it can be boiled down to 4. Solidarity with the uprising happening in Los Angeles, where community and rebels are fighting American... How do you pronounce American pig forces? From one cop city to another. Fuck the pigs and a surveillance state. Revenge for the NYPD's continuous physical and sexual harassment and assault of protesters, particularly femmes. Incidents include removing of hijabs, forced nudity, degrading remarks, and more. Something to show that repression breeds resistance and demonstrating that solidarity with the Palestinian resistance. Immigrants, black people, doesn't mean pointless demos where everyone gets arrested, endless marches to nowhere, and vapid chants. Solidarity means attack, attack, attack. I think Napoleon said something similar. Okay. The masses are creative. These are... Well, I don't want to get my fucking stream banned, but yeah. It's 1856. Senators are physically assaulted in the halls of government as political violence breaks out on the streets. Civil War is next. It's 2025. Senators are physically assaulted in the halls of government as political violence breaks out on the streets. What is next? So that is Senator Alex Padilla of California. I believe he took Kamala's seat. But this is a United States fucking senator. Again, a United States fucking senator. Watch. Simply asking questions at a press conference.
Sir, hands up, hands up. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your hands up.
They're literally doing this dude like a random fucker on the streets.
On the ground.
Los Angeles' indigenous name is Tovanja.
Hands behind your back.
Tovanga.
Hands behind your back.
They're literally detaining this dude like he's a fucking shoplifter or something.
My hands, go ahead.
I'm not saying that anybody deserves this shit, but like, this is where we're at. This is a sitting United States motherfucking senator.
Behind my back.
All right. Cool. One hand. Lay flat.
I'll show you again from the beginning. So he's literally asking questions, standing up in the front of the room. They come in, they grab him.
Sir, hands up, hands up. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your hands up.
Liberals are going to say that this is not okay. And whether or not it's okay that's immaterial. These people don't give a shit about okay. This is where we're at. This is, you're talking about what you will do with fascism. Fascism is fucking here. Literally dragging a sitting Latino United States motherfucking senator out of a room where he has every right to be for trying to ask questions.
On the ground. Hands behind your back.
They need their whole fucking crew to deal with this old ass dude. He's like 50 something.
Hands behind your back.
You've never heard me speak. My voice is nice. Thank you. I have a radio voice. I have a radio voice and a television face.
If you let my hands go and put them behind my back.
All right. Cool. Hey, one hand. Lay flat. Lay flat.
Other hand, sir. Other hand.
There's no recording allowed out here. I did not know. There's no recording allowed out here per FBI regs.
There's no recording allowed out here. So you're literally dragging a sitting United States senator out of a room like a gang of black shirts, because these are a gang of black shirts. The shirts are literally black and they're behaving like them. And then you get rid of the people that are actually showing what's happening.
So what, I'm sorry? There's no recording allowed out here. That's my boss. I have to
There's no recording allowed out
here.
You can record. There's no recording allowed out here.
I'm not a member
There's
of the
no
press.
recording allowed.
I understand that, sir, but
So he gets in, physically blocks somebody because they don't want evidence of this happening. A sitting United States senator. This is in my state. Mind you, there have been no uprisings in my state. There's been nothing has happened. There was a protest yesterday that was organized by a variety of organizations, one of which was PSL. More about that later. But there's been no violence in St. Louis. We were literally hit by a fucking tornado. National Guard was nowhere to be seen for days. At the distribution sites, there were no National Guard troops out there handing out stuff or helping to unload trucks. That was the people of St. Louis. And we had people from all over the state. But now, because of shit that's happening in the states, several states over, you activate the National fucking Guard. Fuck you, Kehoe.
The governor has activated.
BRG, can you lead the revolution so we can get a really handsome dude in the history textbooks? Oh.
This is breaking.
It's nice to know that even though we're on the verge of fucking fascist collapse and balkanization, y'all still have time to glaze.
News from Fox 4.
And that breaking news tonight out of Missouri. The governor has activated the state's National Guard. Welcome into Fox 4 News at 4. I'm Bria Leff.
And I'm Crystal Martinez. Governor Kehoe issued the executive order earlier this afternoon. He calls it a precautionary measure.
A precaution? Why? Nothing has happened. There was a protest. There were two protests yesterday. One was literally standing on an overpass in one of the richest areas of town with signs and McCarthyite flags. And the other one was a parade through downtown. There was no fucking uprising in St. Louis yesterday.
In response,
this was entirely unnecessary. I don't know if he got his marching orders from Trump, but there is absolutely no reason to call out the National Guard
protest erupted
as a precautionary. How much is this fucking costing me?
Across the country, including here in Kansas City. Now, you saw one of those protests Tuesday night here on Fox 4. There on your screen, protesters marched down the streets in downtown Kansas City to show solidarity with the people of Los Angeles. Now, this march remained peaceful. Another protest is planned tonight. The first one
and you got that no king stuff.
Erupted in LA over the weekend, and the focus of the protest involved the recent ICE raid tactics and President Trump's decision.
The cops are responsible for all of this. If you weren't literally just snatching people, grabbing random customers, employees at Home Depot, there would have been no uprisings. Y'all are responsible for all of this. And then the escalation happened when y'all literally just paraded through the fucking streets, giving everybody a tear gas shower. Y'all are responsible for this shit. The people are not. If you beat and kick a dog, that dog is going to bite the shit out of you, as he should.
To mobilize a National Guard and Marines to LA. While many have been peaceful, some protesters have clashed with police, leading to hundreds of arrests.
And get over this focus on fucking peace. Fuck peace. Now is not the time to be peaceful. Peace is the white man's word. Now is not the time for peace. Now is not the time for peace. Hey, let's check up on the Boers that they flew out here. They have no food, no jobs, no phones. Story by Megan van der Gever. Let's see. An Afrikaner. I love how they put refugee in quotes. So y'all are stranded. Y'all literally agreed to fly out here. So you have a South African expat. I love how brown people are refugees and white people are expats. So they're stranded at a hotel in Montana without a food, money, or a cell phone. So these people literally thought that they were going to be coming here for complete assistance. They thought they were going to be getting a house, a job, a medical insurance, and other things. Y'all really thought that y'all were going to be, bro, Americans don't even get houses, jobs, and medical insurance for free. This is America, bro. You got to pay to stay. Y'all had it good over there. Y'all let yourselves be used as political tools. Now you over here struggling. And y'all are too good to go out with the fucking Guatemalans and the Mexicans and the Nicaraguans and work on houses or sell fucking fruit and flowers. Like, y'all are too good to hustle, but y'all are the hard-working man. Go fuck yourselves. I love Gerald Horn. So, Comrade Anthony asked them who's going to be admitted to U.S. colleges now that they're putting out all the Chinese, black, and brown students. Every meteor Euro-American male that could be dragged out of the meth park. So this was Atlanta. They literally got a fucking battering ram beating down people's doors. Something's got to fucking give, y'all. Something's got to fucking give. This shit, something's got to give. It's already given in LA, but you're going to end up, like, this summer is going to look, this is going to make 1968 in 2020 look like a picnic. And it's going to be all Trump's fault. It's going to be all the fascists' fault. It's going to be everybody who voted for Trump's fault. And no, the Mexicans did not vote for fucking Trump. People are confused on this whole Latinos voted for Trump thing. The Cubans voted for Trump. The Mexicans, the Guatemalans, the Nicaraguans, those are Democrat voters, if they could even vote. Because undocumented people generally cannot vote.
Everyone's watching you now!
This is LA. They shot a dude in the nuts with a fucking 40 millimeter. Yeah, they thought they were going to be given a fucking mine or a farm and slaves to work it. Like, bro, if this was 1862 or 1855, yeah, y'all have been golden, but ain't nobody giving out free shit over here. Ain't nobody even giving out free shit to white people no more. Y'all should have learned that before you decided to be used as political tools. Like, the people that they're going after, these people literally crossed thousands of miles on top of fucking trains on foot. Like, these people, they came up here to hustle and provide for their families. Y'all were literally flown over here, had American flags put in your hand, and got a warm welcome from Trump and his administration, and y'all still can't fucking make it. You know why? Because you're not like us. Yeah. It's literally shot dude point blank in the fucking nuts. And yeah. This is why you don't take pictures of people's faces at rallies. If somebody does this to me, like if you walk up to me, all right, I'm in the streets. I'm out here with my affinity group, with my little black block or red block. And you come up to me, old ass white person, and you tell me to, 1, sit down together, lower yourself to the ground immediately, stay where you are. 2, silence is power. Stop chanting, put down signs, and remain silent. 3, spread the signal. Gesture or quietly tell others to sit. Let the action ripple through the crowd like a wave. Do not engage. Don't argue, confront, or respond to aggression. Discipline speaks for itself. 5, make peace visible. A calm, seated crowd is a powerful image for the world and the cameras to see. Nonviolence is powerful, strategic, and united. Sit down wave. Peaceful protest. Nonviolent power. Hashtag Gandhi. If you walk up to somebody and try to guide them through this fucking tornado drill ass shit, a couple things are going to happen. 1, if you walk up to me with this type of shit, I'm going to jail. Because I'm going to fuck you up. And 2, the violence is not going to stop just because you lay down. The police are going to spray you. They're going to beat you over the head with batons. They're going to shoot you in the head because you stupidly sat down. They aim like this. So you're going to get shot in the head with a fucking baton round or a tear gas canister. And either the crowd is going to jump you or you're going to get trampled. But folks think that fat meat ain't greasy, as my grandma used to say. So y'all going to find out the hard way. Why do these right-wing chills keep making videos making us look dope as fuck? Iran-Israel war just started right now. I don't know. Like last time Israel hit Iran, like they literally assassinated somebody within the borders of Iran. There was a response. But full-scale conventional boots on the ground war, we'll see. Iran is going to mop the floor with Israel, though. I'm not like, there's a difference between bombing little kids and old people and starving people and fighting a well-fed conventional army. This is Tucson. Just watering my pigs. Do you have any idea how heavy those fucking things are? Bro. Bro definitely lifts. This motherfucker just picked up a whole ass steel barricade and chucked it at the cops. Do you have any idea how heavy those fuckers are? This is people's power. This is what mass politics looks like. I hope SMC and Groundwork are taking notes. Why are they... Bro. That certainly ruins your night. Well, let them shake. Let them shake a hole in the earth. Maybe they'll fall down the hill with their idol Kotsky. No, Bernstein. This is Seattle, one of the cities targeted for Trump's little special raids. Those things can hurt you, though. In St. Louis, they use them as barricades and literally form a bike wall, and they will literally knock you off your feet with those things. Those are literally reinforced, heavy-ass bikes. They're not like little bikes you get at Walmart. Those things will fuck you up. Oh. Umbrellas, those are smart. I hope y'all are watching this shit or taking notes. Fucking Ninja Turtle motherfuckers. Barricades. Seattle loves barricades.
Feel bad for whoever left their Mini Cooper there.
Oh, fuck that Mini Cooper. They literally stole a Mini Cooper and used it as a barricade. It's always surreal seeing American flags at riots. People got to start bringing bear spray to these things. These things are not, look, quit talking about they're not funded. They're not funded. They arrested a dude for bringing them fucking face shields and masks, which is not illegal.
Crazy.
This is just political fucking haymaking from top to bottom. We must not fear the enemy. So a lot of people have been panicking. Oh my God, the feds are going to knock on my door. Look, you don't have to open it. You don't have to talk to them. Sit up, put your headphones on, ignore them. Like, people still have this whole, like, complicit mindset. They still have this whole, like, I must obey guy with badge thing. No, you don't. If they ain't got a piece of paper signed by a judge, you ain't got to do shit. If they arrest you, lawyer. Lawyer, only word you say. Say nothing else. Shut the fuck up. Like, all that shit they taught you in civics class, get that out of your head. It doesn't work. We're under fascism now. We've been under fascism. Now it's becoming more and more open and deadly. A guy in a fucking black suit, or every time you see the fucking pigs, you start shaking in your fucking boots. That's what they want you to do. Don't give them, never give the enemy what they want. If we're going to win this revolution thing, y'all got to be smarter. Y'all got to get your shit together. Because it's getting worser and worser and worser. You saw what they just did to a sitting fucking United States senator who's probably never gotten as much as a parking ticket in his life. What do you think they're going to do to you? And you're running around calling yourself openly, mind you, a communist or a socialist or an anarchist. Huey said, this shit is dangerous. Like, those words mean things to the enemy. Those words mean things. If you are serious, you are at risk for arrest. You are at risk for beating. You are at risk for getting killed. Fred Hampton was laying next to his pregnant wife when he was martyred. Medgar Evers was martyred in front of his family. Martin Luther King was martyred while having a cigarette on his balcony. Malcolm X was martyred while giving a speech in front of his family. Part of being a revolutionary is, as Che Guevara said, you are a doomed person. You are a doomed person. You may not survive. Historically, the overwhelming majority of revolutionaries have ended their lives at the end of a rope, or a police bullet, or in prison. If you're serious, that very likely is going to be your fate. I have accepted that. Have you? If not, quit calling yourself that. Go be a Democrat. Keep begging for reforms. When we see the enemy simply because he has a weapon in his hands, we must not be frightened to death, like a rat who sees a cat. We must not be afraid of approaching or infiltrating him. We are people. Our enemies are also people. We are all people, so what should we fear? They bleed just like us. The fact that he has weapons, we can find a way to relieve him of those. All we're afraid of is getting murked, but when we undergo the oppression of the enemy to such a point as this, how can anyone still be afraid? And if we do not fear death, what is there to fear about the enemy? So when we see the enemy, whether he is many or few, we must act tactically as though he is bread that can satisfy our hunger and immediately swallow him. Reports of an uprising at an ICE facility. Ooh. Let's see. NJAIJ. New Jersey Alliance for Immigrant Justice. What do you have for us? All the way down here. Okay, so there's apparently a possible fire, gas, and pepper spray at Delaney Hall. This is where Ross Baraka and those Congress people got arrested when they tried to enter and engage. So apparently there's a riot there. So there's traffic, all types of shit. What the fuck? What's in there?
Officer suiting up in a gas mask.
Yeah, there's definitely a riot in there.
Multiple zip ties over his shoulder. Heavily armed. There's now a strong smell.
Choke on it, you fascist mercenary!
Choke on it, you fascist mercenary.
Mercenary!
She recruited him to DSA.
Oh.
If they smell that shit outside, yeah, there's something real swifty going down in there.
Choke on it, you fascist mercenary! Hey,
More coming in this way.
Looks like the dragons are finna free themselves. They just take any type of car, bro. You've got a fucking cop minivan now. When I was a kid, they had, what did they have? First, they all had Crown Vics. Like, I rarely see all the cops have SUVs now. When I was like real little, they had Crown Vics. Now they've all got fucking SUVs. Now they're apparently transitioning to minivans. This is in Newark, New Jersey, by the way.
2 vans going in unmarked with sirens rushed down the street despite
Yeah, then they had the Chargers. The highway patrol out here has Chargers.
traffic blocking. It looks like they're turning into the facility. The smell of pepper spray is so strong.
If you smell that shit yards and yards of yards away from the building, can you imagine being in a confined space with all that pepper spray? This is why I titled this shit A Decade in a Day.
They're at the side entrance of the facility. I'm backing up because of the pepper spray. Here they come.
Yeah, they evacuated the American embassy in Iraq of non-essential personnel, which is like families and shit. He says one in there came right back out. Look at him rolling. Even he didn't want to smell that shit.
Plates U73GFX, P47GFX.
Okay, good. Yeah, collect plates. I'm not gonna watch fucking Rest in Power, but nah, I'm not feeling that right now.
And I hope others are.
Oh, this is Senator Andy Kim
I just saw the video
of New Jersey.
One of my colleagues here thrown to the floor, handcuffed, humiliated, the shamefulness by which that was perpetrated. And as someone who has worked in other nations, I worked in diplomacy and national security. I worked in nations with authoritarian leadership.
You're working in one right now, buddy.
I never thought I would see anything like this here at home. Now the question is, what will the Senate do to stand up for ourselves?
Nothing.
All
these people are fucking rich. They don't care.
I call on all of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to condemn this action.
Do you condemn the FBI? Are we going to end up in a fucking united front with these assholes? So, PSL and a variety of other organizations, I believe, Unión del Barrio and Cherla, received these from my shitty absentee senator here in the great state of Missouri. It's funny because Missouri is really two different states. Like like St. Louis and Columbia and Springfield and Joplin and Kansas City. These are somewhat livable. The rest of the state might as well be fucking Mississippi. I don't say this as an uppity Yankee. I just say what's objectively true. Like rural Missouri, it's just, there's beautiful caves. There's beautiful mountains, especially around the Ozarks. I've been to Branson. I've been to the Lake of the Ozarks. Like beautiful, but like northern, central part of the state is nothing but cow shit and flat fields. Driving through fucking Dunklin County on the way to Memphis when I was for family reunion around 10, 15 years ago. Let's never forget that. It's just flat and boring. Arkansas was gorgeous. Tennessee stinks. Well, at least the part of Tennessee that we were in. We also drove through eastern Tennessee for another trip, and it's beautiful. Yes, BRG has been to Appalachia. BRG gets around. But anyway, so Josh Hawley, senator from Missouri. He doesn't even live here. He lives in Virginia. Party for Socialism and Liberation. So here you go. McCarthyism. You have an openly, explicitly communist organization that runs people for office being targeted by a sitting United States senator. The day before, another sitting United States senator was hurled to the ground and arrested like a corner boy by the FBI. So, Pig Hawley writes, in his capacity as the chair of the Subcommittee of Crime and Counterterrorism, U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary. He writes, to whom it may concern, I write in my capacity as chair of the Senate Subcommittee on Crime and Counterterrorism regarding your organization's alleged role in financing and materially supporting the coordinated protests and riots that have engulfed Los Angeles in recent weeks. While peaceful protest is a cornerstone of American democracy, these demonstrations have escalated into lawless mob actions. Mind you, this guy literally supported January 6th. There's a video of him running like a fucking punk from the group of people that he helped to stir up, but that's neither here nor there. They have obstructed federal law enforcement, endangered public safety, and disrupted the rule of law. That sounds exactly like what the Rage are doing. This lawlessness is unacceptable. It must end. Credible reporting now suggests that your organization has provided logistical support and financial resources to individuals engaged in these disruptive actions. Let me be clear. Bankrolling civil unrest is not protected speech. It is aiding and abetting criminal conduct. Accordingly, you must immediately cease and assist any further involvement in the organization, funding, and promotion of these unlawful activities. So this is an attempt to neuter PSL by frightening them. PSL isn't going to be scared of this, obviously, but like this is not even a subpoena. Furthermore, this is basically a strongly worded letter. Furthermore, please preserve the following records from November 5th, 2024 to the present. all internal communications, including emails, text messages, chat logs, and messaging applications related to planning, coordination, and funding of protests, all financial documents related to protests, demonstrations, or mobilization efforts in Los Angeles or elsewhere relating to immigration enforcement, all third-party contracts or vendor agreements, including any arrangements with event organizers, transportation providers, security personnel, or communications consultants related to immigration enforcement or the Los Angeles protests or similar protests elsewhere. 4. Grant applications and funding proposals that relate to or reference immigration enforcement. 5. Travel and lodging records for individuals or groups supported or reimbursed in connection with protest activities. 6. Media or public relations strategies, including talking points, press releases, and coordination with journalists or influencers relating to immigration protests. 7. Donor lists. Failure to comply will result in additional action by this subcommittee, including potential referral for criminal investigation. Sincerely, Pig Harley, Chairman, Subcommittee on Crime and Counterterrorism, House of Un-American Activities, and U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary. Well, it's not the Senate Committee on American Activities, but yeah, it's basic McCarthyite intimidation bullshit. It would be hilarious to see somebody from PSL in front of Congress, though, but my guess is, knowing PSL, they're not going to go. But yeah, cut all the sectarian shit because this is happening. Also, listen to JD Pod. They're really, really cool. They're really, really dope people. Also, these people decided that they wanted to vote with Republicans on the Lake and Riley Act. All of these Democrats, one of which is Wesley Bell. Where's his podcast at? He supports this. I don't see his name on here, but he supported this shit. But all of these people, they're not your friends, they're your enemies. I see a lot of people who are who have non-Anglo-Saxon names on this list. And fuck Raphael Warnock, he's scum, occupying MLK's pulpit. I was hypnotized from my jawline yesterday. Damn, I'm a pretty motherfucker. Nah, well, I don't call myself pretty. Yes, narcissist who was a streamer. Israel strikes Iran's nuclear program. Let's see what else is happening. I haven't been seeing much news on this.
Missiles would bring that nuclear.
And that was Israeli Prime Minister.
Also asked if the Israelis had shared any direct information with him, and he said no, but it's interesting because he also said it could be a dangerous situation. Obviously, actions speak louder than words, as Margaret laid.
North County Cooperative has a couple Toyota trucks. Oh, are you a fellow river rat, Andy Hardy? What's up?
Out the
I love it when people from St. Louis actually tune into these.
Administration urged American personnel in the region to evacuate. So at this hour,
For Trump to be a billionaire, he dresses like absolute shit. Like his suits, he wears. I think he's a fan of Rihanna. Like his suits, the material are very expensive, but he just doesn't know what good tailoring is.
Do not know.
And what is his tie? His tie looks like it came out of a box.
How much the president knows about the attack, whether he was briefed earlier. But John, even today, knowing whatever it is he...
Oh my God, he's wearing blue. You know, Trump was actually a Democrat for quite a while.
Obviously did know to make the assessment that the situation there could escalate quickly. He still expressed optimism that a deal with Iran could still happen. And so, you know, the question that remains unanswered, John, is whether he has now changed his red line in order to get that.
The proxy of Saudi Arabia. Netanyahu, why now? Back to your original question.
But of millions. Iran, of a Holocaust perpetrated by the Nazi regime. Today,
I love how this guy sounds like he should be running a fucking deli in Philly. He did live in Philly for quite a while, and he speaks fluent English.
The Jewish
with the fucking working class Philadelphia accent.
State refuses to be a victim of a nuclear holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime.
Bruh. Look, Americans are not going to die for your country full of spoiled brats. Get that through your fucking head. We are not going to war for you. You start this shit, you're on your own.
Now, as Prime Minister,
Normandy, North County boy.
I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who
y'all are going to cease to exist.
Call for our annihilation
You're not gonna fucking, bro. You are y'all are the most narcissistic motherfucking country. You think Americans are narcissistic? These people really think that the entire world is going to submit to destruction to save their little colony full of spoiled brats.
Develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel backs those words with action.
Me that the U.S.
Going to be watching for in that meeting?
Well, I think all of us will be chasing all details we can, just as we were when we heard.
We just got a statement from Defense Minister Israel Katz, who says, and I want to read this in full here. He says, following the state of Israel's preemptive...
I love how people just forget that Anderson Cooper is literally a Vanderbilt. Like, literally old money.
Strike against Iran, a missile and drone attack against the state of Israel and its civilian population is expected in the immediate future. Two important parts to that sentence there. First, the defense minister is acknowledging that Israel has carried out what he calls a preemptive strike against Iran. This is what we've been looking for over the course of the past days, and frankly, something the U.S. has been tracking for several weeks now, the possibility that Israel will carry out a strike against Iran. There are some social media reports of explosions happening in Tehran. Unclear what the targets are of those. There's still a lot more information we need there.
Why do American embassies always look like this? Well, this is in the middle of a country that's been a war zone for the past 20 years, thanks to America. But like, I've been to Embassy Row in Washington D.C. and like, those are beautiful buildings. Those are what embassies are supposed to look like. They project power. They project like, hey, come to our country. You like our architectural sense? Look at this. It's just like a big ass. This looks like a fucking community college campus, bro.
But Israel's defense minister has acknowledged that they have carried out strikes against Iran, the first time in months that we have seen direct Israeli action against targets in Tehran. Again, unclear what those targets are, whether it's Iranian nuclear facilities or other targets. So we will wait to learn more about that. But following that, the defense minister has said that Home Front Command has essentially shifted the entire country into an emergency status, and that the population here is expected to follow the instructions of Home Front Command. A short time ago, we heard...
Listen to that shit. So yeah, Israel decided they wanted to crash it on Iran, and they probably aren't going to be around all that much longer if they really try to go for a fucking hot war. But yeah, the embassy in Lebanon looks like a castle on a hill. Is it an actual Crusader castle? You know, the CPUSA is actually to the right of the DSA right. Like, DSA is further to the left than CPUSA is. Remember, we did not initiate it. All right, Unity of Fields, chill out. Every ICE raid and every Israeli missile is launched for the same reason. This is a fight for liberation from the decaying fascist American empire. And also, if you are in New York or in the area surrounding Newark, New Jersey, you should get to Delaney Hall ASAP. Leave your phone in the car. Leave your phone in the car. Don't record people's faces. First images of damage out of Iran. That's an apartment complex in central Tehran. Yeah, that's what that looks. We targeted prominent Iranian nuclear scientists strike working on manufacturing an Iranian bomb, and we struck the heart of the ballistic missile program. That is Israeli news. They also bombed the Iranian Natanz reactor. Emergency centers around the country, Iran, are on alert following Israeli aggression. So, why would you bomb a nuclear reactor? Are you trying to like trigger a new Chernobyl? I swear to God, if I end up with the fucking third hand because you motherfuckers wanted to bomb a fucking bro. If I was president of the United States, I would just bring all the boys home. Bring everybody home. Let Israel get its just desserts. I haven't seen anything about Iraq yet. Reports on multiple explosions in several Iranian provinces, including Kermanshah and Loristan. Several missile bases near Tehran and in Kermanshah City were subject to Israeli aggression. Nation like a lion. Well, these are the most unoriginal motherfuckers on the face of the earth. Oh, so they're censoring the news. That's why. And apparently they took out a kid. Why? Because it's Israel. This is from Kormavad. You're working with the Uhuru? Oh, that has to be interesting. These are Israeli missiles that are being launched from warships and submarines. And of course, the Shin Bet, the Israeli Secret Service, is escorting all of their people to safety. So they're willing to sacrifice their people, but they're going to protect the rich. Why? Because that's what always happens. And Iran has apparently launched missiles at Israel. It's Iran. I keep pronouncing it like a Yankee. So yeah, these were apparently the apartments where the scientists in question lived, and these are precision strikes. Like the whole building hasn't collapsed, so this was probably the floor that they lived on. So it looked like a piece of fucking cake that some kid got hold to with the dull knife, and they just sliced pieces out of it. Yeah. Do I think this will end up becoming like a boots on the ground war with Iranian troops landing in Tel Aviv? No. Also, are you idiots talking about nuking Tel Aviv? Mind you, that Tel Aviv is really Jaffa and it's on Palestinian land, and any type of nuclear strike will ruin the land for the Palestinians. So you should not be wanting that. Plus, it would also wipe out Gaza and the West Bank. I don't think that's what you want.
Margaret Brennan, I know you got phone calls to make, emails to answer, texts to answer. Thank you so much for sticking with us and for giving us that insight.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. And I want to bring in CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd. Sam,
do you have to say Sam Vinegar?
So talk to us about the security risks here to the U.S. and U.S. interests. And what does the news of Israel's airstrikes against Iran mean for talks between the U.S. and Iran that we've been talking about?
Well, Elizabeth, it is worth noting that this is not our first rodeo when it comes to potential threats to Americans and American interests overseas and here in the homeland in light of an Israeli strike against Iran. Again, when Israel struck Iran previously, the U.S. went through a series of exercises to protect its military assets in the region, American citizens in the region, and then importantly, Elizabeth, to also monitor for any threats against Americans here in the homeland. Iran has a vast network of proxies in the Middle East, around the world, and here in the U.S., and there is always a concern that Iranian proxies globally could be activated if Iran thinks that the United States was in some...
Why do you keep acting like this is Iran's fault? Israel attacked them. Talk about what the Israeli proxies are doing. Talk about, bro, this is why I hate American media.
way. I'm going to stress the some way here.
What do I make of the No Kings protests? I mean, they're run by liberals. There's no really revolutionary political line around them. I would say that a PSL protest, even though PSL has its own issues, I would definitely say that I would rather go to one of those than to a fucking No Kings protest where I get yelled at by old white ladies. For some reason, every problem in my life has an old white person behind it. But yeah, the Samson option, yeah. That would also not be good. Basically, okay, you know what? Before we let ourselves be destroyed, we will blow up the whole fucking world. Yeah. Narcissism. Why are they bombing Iran? Because they want to take out what they think is the Iranian nuclear program.
Involved in these
and because it's Israel, and Israel loves attacking its neighbors.
Israeli strikes. Even if the U.S. didn't provide military assets or intelligence, if there was some sort of other U.S. involvement or tacit approval, Iran may seek to activate its network of proxies here in the homeland, around the world, and in the region.
What network of proxies, bro?
Particular targets.
This is fucking Israeli propaganda.
United States trying to assure Iran that we weren't.
So you got a nuclear site, right? Yeah. Let's just make the Persian Gulf green.
Involved. Special Envoy Witkoff will have a direct opportunity to do that with his Iranian counterparts.
Hey, Iraq. Aralang activista. A few days ago, pigs in the 83rd Precinct randomly attacked, arrested, and brutalized Boricuas celebrating the National Puerto Rican Day Parade. These cabrones deserve way worse. Also, shout out People City Council. Thanks for the stickers. They sent me like literally a whole ass fucking grip of stickers. I love those comrades. Watch my interview with them yesterday. Oh no, will somebody think about the sleep of the ICE agents? Fuck you. If the people can't sleep, you shouldn't be able to sleep either. Y'all are not fucking special.
Demanding they stop immigration raids. KTLA's Carlos Herrera is now live for us in Downey with more on that. Carlos, good morning to you.
If the good Lord intended us to have three hands, he would have gave us three hands.
Good morning. A very active protest outside of the embassy suites here in Downey. Those demonstrators very upset, wanting to express their concerns. Were detained by ICE agents.
It's fucking with the job very well. Like if you're at a restaurant, fuck a Fleabag motel or do it like the. Of course, it's not the Ritz, but still, like, bro, why do these motherfuckers deserve nice ass hotel rooms when there's homeless people? There's literally a whole neighborhood in LA full of homeless people. It's called Skid Row. So you've got people, homeless people, literally sleeping on the streets in your city. Did you buy them hotel rooms during the fucking wildfire, but you're buying hotel rooms for these pigs on my dime? Fuck you.
Several local car washes, businesses, churches, and places of work.
I'm like, you motherfuckers ain't getting no sleep tonight.
A crowd of protesters waved flags, held signs, played loud music, and made as much noise as they could after getting word that ICE
This is guerrilla warfare.
Agents,
psychological warfare. I'm here for it. Y'all do it on us.
Are staying here at the Embassy Suites Hotel following 3 raids in Downey. The message from demonstrators for federal authorities very clear. Immigrants are part of the fabric of this country.
Nah, Motel 8 is too good for them. Make them sleep in a box on Skid Row.
Believe in America just as much as anyone else, and how immigrants and migrants and undocumented persons
Solo el pueblo, salva el pueblo. Only the people save the people.
are being treated in this country is simply unjust and not right.
Why do they have masks on? Like, why are you afraid of people seeing what you look like?
Businesses and churches were targeted Wednesday by what appeared to be federal agents.
So you're getting a fucking embassy suites room. You're getting a fucking embassy suites room for harassing folks at a car wash. How much embassy suites cost? Let's see. How much of our tax dollars is going to this shit? Embassy suites, LA. Okay, $158 a night from $158 a night. Either way, these are still fucking expensive ass room for several fucking pigs. I bet you each one has their own individual room. Look, sold out. It's just full of pigs. Because it's full of fucking pigs. So if you're in LA for a fucking trip or something, you can't even get a hotel room because the pigs then took up all the hotel rooms.
So that is different.
Yeah, $800 a night.
Questions
after
a lot of
all of your incidental bullshit.
what we consider.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to these fucking talking heads. They're not talking about shit. They're not spewing shit but Israeli propaganda. So America is collaborating with these people. Because there is no such thing as Iraqi airspace. Iraq is American airspace. So these are being launched from Iraq. Yeah, that didn't look like $150 a night room. You mean it was nice knowing y'all. You ain't going nowhere. Chin up. March forward. I don't have any patience for doomer shit. You cannot be a revolutionary. You cannot be a revolutionary if you are a doomer. So this is Delaney Hall right now.
We're live outside of Delaney Hall where protesters have barricaded the gate so that more officers are unable to enter. There was reports of a protest inside being suppressed after people in detention were going without food for 20 hours. When lunch was finally served later in the afternoon, detainees were given 2 slices of bread. When they began complaining, that's when officers lunch was
Did I hear that right? What did they give them for lunch?
finally served later in the afternoon, detainees were given 2 slices of bread.
You gave grown-ass adults 2 slices of bread. You gave grown-ass adults who are already going through horrible, stressful shit, which makes you want to eat more. You gave these people only 2 slices of motherfucking bread.
When they began complaining, that's when officers attacked them inside and began spraying pepper.
Is somebody out there playing the bagpipes? Oh, it froze.
A protest inside being suppressed after people in detention were going without food for 20 hours. When lunch was
No, for 20 hours. So you, like, it's like you're asking for it. It's like you're asking for a fucking ride. Why would you put people in a place with no food for 20 hours, then you only give them 2 slices of bread?
finally served later in the afternoon, detainees were given 2 slices of bread. When they began
Who the fuck brings bagpipes to a protest?
complaining, that's when officers attacked them inside and began spraying pepper spray.
I don't even know what song that is. That's Wausau the 42nd. Why are you playing British military music at a protest?
The pepper spray was so
Don't ask why I instantly know bagpipe tunes. I have weird musical tastes.
strong inside that we were getting whiffs of it outside. People began coughing and sneezing.
That's not an Irish song. It's a Scottish song, particularly about the 42nd Black Watch, I believe.
Several officers went in with reinforcements of pepper spray and
I don't think there's like any actual bagpipes. I think somebody's playing music from their car.
flammable materials. That was around 7 o'clock. And now even more cars
That's just random. The most random shit happens in protests. Somebody just starts casually playing bagpipe music.
are coming in and out. Protesters have now blocked the gate on the south.
Wow. Also, don't be like, bro, with all of this state repression, why would you say shit like this? For one, like, if you're going to be like, oh, stay away from these orgs, like, you have to be able to provide proof. Stay away from this person. Like, that's why I don't do all that cancel shit, because half the time it's just either jealousy or personal antipathy. If you don't like somebody, that's fine. I don't like a lot of people. I don't even like a lot of people in my org, but I would never like slander them because that's pig shit. That's pig shit. And we do not help the police do their job. If you don't like somebody, don't say anything about them. If you want to stay away from somebody, stay away from them. Now, if somebody's doing some actually harmful shit that you could demonstrate actually happened, by all means, expose them. But like, a lot of people just be talking shit for the hell of it. No, we are not done for. Revolutionary optimism. Do not just sit on the internet in doom and goon all day. Go out among the people. And when you are among the people, you will realize that, no, we are not fucked. Why? Because we have each other. And there are more of us than there are of them. And don't listen to shit like this. Make your own friends. This is not the time for this type of bullshit. It's not the time for doomerism, and it's not time for this. The federal government is literally training its sites on PSL, and here you are denouncing them. That's pig work. Statement from Little Marco. Tonight, Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, or our top priority is protecting American forces. Why are there American forces still in the region? Saddam Hussein is long dead. Saddam Hussein died when I was a kid. I remember it because I made my first YouTube account to watch him get hanged. Anyways, Israel advises that they believe this action was necessary for self-defense. It's not. President Trump and the administration have taken all necessary steps to protect our forces and remain in close contact with our regional partners, one of which I presume is Israel. Let me be clear. Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. I don't know. I think they should. Anyways. And also follow Comrade Devin. He is a member of my DSA chapter. He's also a really, really good author. You can read him in Jacobin, Protean Mag, The Nation, Slate, and Chicago Q Review. But yeah. What's up, Devin? If you're watching this and not writing, I love you. PSL has been working mutual aid tents in the tornado record since day one during Harley's job, and this is the thanks they get. Fuck Harley. Fuck the National Guard. And fuck Israel. I'm Black Red Guard. And no, you are not fucked. Unless you think you are. You have the power to change your reality.